Hello everybody and welcome to another Explain 11 video. Today we are in Australia, in Sydney, and we are going to fly to Melbourne. It's going to be a short hop with this beautiful JARDesign A330-200. Qantas flies this exact route with the A330s, so that's what we are going to do here in Explain 11 today. And unfortunately I could not find a really good texture for this part of the world, really good scenery. But we have the orthographic scenery, so once we are in the air, hopefully it will look a little bit better than as it does right now. And World Traffic 3 is already working. We have these company aircraft right here next to actually this one looks really beautiful. And we have the JARDesign A330. It's a really nice plane. I like it very much. Also using the Soundpack with it. Obviously, it's not as in-depth as the Flight Factor A320 and the Tallis A319, but it's a really nice plane. And we have this ground handling plugin, and we can drive up everything. And we have all the loaders, fuel truck, fire truck, and also ambulances. Hopefully we won't need them today. And also limo, and ground power unit. Chocks. Alright, now let's get this bird ready for flying. Battery 1-2 and APU battery later for the APU start, and external power connected. Now we cannot do the Annunciator light test, but passenger signs to auto. And aid is on nav. And the on-bat light is extinguished, yep, that's great. Yeah, the texture is a little bit outdated, but it's still looking nice. And also we have a pretty nice passenger cabin right here. And this plane does not come with a tutorial flight and also no PDF documentation as far as I know. But if you know how to fly an Airbus, it's not that challenging. Obviously the A330 has its own quirks, but with the A320 knowledge, this plane can be easily flown. Alright, now we are in Sydney, YSSY and / Melbourne. And align the irises. We are going to be Qantas, let's go with 2251. And cruising altitude 310, not going too far, and cost index is 10 for today. Now we can go here to the MCDU menu and loading. Block fuel 11,100 or 11,886. Yep, it's already 12, so pre-selected. Just to make sure. And we have 12,000 here on board. And these values differ a little bit what I get from scene brief, so I'm just going to match the zero fuel weight, which is 153.1, 153.5. So let's reduce cargo a little bit. And it's close enough, so let's stick to this one. And how are we looking? I really like this ground handling plugin. And we have these beautiful Rolls-Royce engines, so we are going to have an N3 indication. And with the Soundpack it's going to sound fantastic. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Get ready quickly for departure. Iris alignment in 7 minutes. This is going to take a while. So, radios. And 126,250, yeah, that's from the previous test that I did. And we have to click here. So, 2982, that's correct, and departing runway is 16 right. We are almost next to the active runway. Won't have to go far, and we can go here, click on these, and it gives us automatically the values. Flight plan YSSY, 16 right, and DINA 7 with the VOL or vol transition. And let's go down to vol. I don't think we can get the climb winds here, no. So let's go to the airways. And it's going to be age 65. And next airway is Q29. Normally on Airbus, if we only put the airways here, then it gives us the corresponding waypoints, but I guess JARDesign A330 does not have this function. So Resi and Q29 should function now. To Lizzie. And Melbourne arrival is going to be runway 27 with the Lizzie 8A. And do we have via? Yeah, we says exactly what we need. And insert. Alright, it's straightforward enough. And why are we on EPU? I don't think that's the standard page. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. 4 minutes. Well, actually soon we can start the APU. But before I forget, let's go to the performance page. Transition altitude 10,000. And we can just click on these values. It automatically trims the aircraft for takeoff. Flex 45 and V speeds. It's not too bad. And let's go 10,000 for the transition altitude. Just push it in. And 3 minutes until alignment. And APU master switch. Should get a message, flap open soon. There we go, and now we can start the APU. So APU is still not available. Oh, I guess still powering up. And not much going on right now. Now we have a couple of departures and arrivals. Oh, there we go. And somebody new just appeared on the radar. And we should have APU available. Alright, APU bleed. And disconnect the external power. And now we can go ground handling and drive away all. So doors should be closing and everybody should be driving away. And we also have the auto gate. And somebody up there. Virgin Atlantic, alright. It's going to take a little while. And we have iris alignment. Actually, we don't have the GPS primary message right now, but let's put it to plan mode. And flight plan. It's not too complicated today. And how are we looking? Yeah, almost ready for pushback. So we are going to go here.
Ground to cockpit, show you we got your plan there. Give me a call through the menu when you're ready to go.
I love these regional accents for the pushback guy. And here we have to make sure that this door is closing. Normally every door closes automatically when everybody drives away. So ground handling, hide all. And now we have to go here, for example, doors page. It's going to indicate that this door is open. So now we have to close it. Alright, it's closed. And we are pretty much ready for pushback.
Yeah, ground to cockpit, toes driving up right now.
We also need a fuel pumps, so...
Alright, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
And we have one plane arriving on the correct runway. And put beacon to auto or to on. And these buttons, we cannot do anything with them. Just purely cosmetic. Jump seat.
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release the parking brake when you're ready.
Alright, parking brake released.
Park brake off.
Alright, starting the pushback, and you may fool them. Clear to start engine.
I'm just going to wait a little bit with engine start when we are free and clear. APU bleed is on. And put this guy to ignition start. Hopefully the pushback truck will not push us into any of these buildings. This is a big bird. And we have a departure as well. That looks like a company aircraft. Alright, we can go ahead and start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2.
And how we're looking, N3. Alright, good engine start.
Starting engine 1.
Alright, mate. Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Alright, mate.
Park brake on.
Alright, mate. Disconnecting toes. Stand by.
Alright, he is disconnecting. I think when we leave it on auto, then after takeoff or when we reach 80 knots, or I'm not sure how it is on the A330, but I think when it reaches 80 knots, then the strobe lights will come on.
Toe is disconnected. Bypass pin is removed. Thumbs up on the left and catch you next time. Have a safe flight.
Alright, it will be on the left. And flight controls. Oh, there it is. Alright, mate. Taxi. Or is it already on takeoff? Oh yeah, taxi. And we can also click on the runway turn off. Only going here. So, auto brakes to max. Set flaps 1. I think in the performance page we only have 1. Yep, right there. Put it back to engine mode. This is the norm.
Spoilers arm.
Spoilers arm. And TRA. Tilt above. To auto. And TO config normal. Also press on this one, but nothing happens, so
Park brake off.
park brake off. Here we go, we are ready to depart. Also 747 taxiing. And if I press the W key, which resets the view, it's not how the captain sits, kind of like this. And seatbelt signs on. I can repeat that. And ground speed only 3 knots. Now we are going to let this guy depart first. And flex. And for the first officer we can put... oh, we only can put terrain. And I'm not sure if weather radar is working with this airplane, but doesn't look too bad today. Air New Zealand. It looks like a 747-400. And holding short on runway 16 right. We don't have anybody arriving right now, so and there he goes.
Park brake off.
Alright, lining up with the runway. And a little bit of gas. Or kerosene in this case. And get us moving. Now we have the takeoff inhibit message here. That's an Airbus thing. That's not a bad sign, it only means that we have a critical phase of flight with the takeoff, and only the most relevant messages will be displayed, and also the most relevant warnings, so pilots don't get distracted with minor things. It's also true with any other Airbus. And lining up. Step on the brakes. To the flex detent.
Power set.
And flex SRS. And chronometer. And beautiful engine sounds. Coffee grinder.
100 knots. Rotate.
Rotate slowly.
Positive climb.
Gear up. And where is this flight director taking me? It's gonna keep around 15 degrees pitch. And lever to the climb detent. There we go. Climb thrust set. And now autopilot 1.
Cross check. Spoilers disarmed.
Spoilers disarmed. And get the flaps up.
Flaps 0.
Alright, how are we looking? Climbing towards 10,000 feet. Local transition altitude. Sometimes we get these light messages. And put it to flight plan page. And we have only the, well, should only have the no smoking signs. And the seatbelt signs are on auto, and should be working correctly. And we are in the climb detent, autopilot is flying. Flaps 0 and ground spoilers disarmed. Waiting for 10,000 feet. Everything looks normal. So we are coming up on 10,000. It's going to, oops, go right for 31 and push it in. And 29.92, or actually pull to standard.
Passing flight level 101.
And here we have the hockey stick. Top of climb, and we are on our way to Melbourne. And not much is going to happen. In the meantime, we have a slight headwind. It's going to be 1 hour, I think, when we are ready for or reach the top of descent. And runway 27 is going to be our arrival runway, if nothing changes in the meantime. It's a little bit cloudy, but otherwise beautiful out there. Hopefully we get to see something from the orthographic scenery down below. I don't think we need the wing lights. Right now not much to see from up here, a lot of clouds, but it looks a bit better than from the ground. So alright, we are away to Melbourne, and I'll see you when we are descending. Okay, we are approaching our top of descent point right here. From here we are going down to 10,000 feet, the local transition altitude. So I'm just going to set it here. And when we are within 5 nautical miles, I'm going to push this button into manage mode, and the aircraft will begin descending. Right now we don't have any airport data here. The ACARS cannot update it, but here in the approach page we need to put these values in later when we are in range. And yeah, here performance page, approach phase, I'm going to activate it later. And the airplane should be able to descend. It's going to be a straightforward approach. And we are en route, 42 minutes, 43 minutes right now, with a slight headwind of 50 knots. But otherwise, it's a pretty easy, uneventful flight. We have this indication outer tank crossfeed, which is normal for the A330. It's pumping from the outer wing tanks to the inner fuel tanks. So that's not an error or a malfunction. And where we have here we have the descent, and should be normal descent here in manage mode, but we have to keep an eye on the speed and put seatbelt signs on. Weather radar is already tilted down.
Top of descent, sir.
Thank you. And here below. And here's the downward pointing hockey stick. And I can already see maybe the airport. Not just yet. And alright, push it in. And the engine's decreasing thrust. No updates yet. Oh well, alright. Going to take a while. So we are descending. Alright, now set altimeter to the local barometric pressure. 2991 right there. And we can activate the approach phase.
Approach phase activated.
And here at this next waypoint, 230 knots, flight level 9000. Should be working fine, yeah. Autopilot is reducing thrust. And we already see the airport up ahead. Well, at least here on the navigation display. And landing lights on, 10,000 feet. Still cannot do anything with this. But anyway, here everything is already set. Wind is insignificant, so it's going to be an easy landing.
Spoilers armed.
Oh, let's arm the spoilers already. Once we have geared down, go to auto brake low, and also put the nose light to takeoff. And last time I flew the A330 and landed in manage mode. Oh, now it says more drag, so
Spoilers disarmed.
now let's extend it a little bit. Maybe a little bit further.
Spoilers full.
Now below 9,000, and what's the next waypoint? 6,101. Oh yeah. We have also a deceleration point. And we are slowing down significantly.
Spoilers retracted.
Retract spoilers. We're actually quite close. I can't see the runway yet. So we'll see if I hope we don't end up too high. All we have to do is get down to 2500. ILS frequency should be automatically tuned in. And 24 nautical miles until the airport, or the runway 27. So let's switch it on already, landing. Well, no more drag required right now. We have a deceleration point right here. We're going down to 185 at YSSY, and then we can extend the flaps already. We have the extension speeds. I don't really want to go down to or set flaps 1 already. I'll wait a little bit with that. And 1 hour and 5 minutes en route. Yeah, the last time I landed this plane, it was in manage mode, and for some reason, right when it said retard, it increased thrust to go around speed. I don't know why. But let's see if it's working correctly right now. I think it's Melbourne airport right there. So we are turning, slide to the right. And looks like well, I don't think this is the... well, it should be already the glide slope indicator. It's moving down, but the localizer is a little bit farther away. So at YSSY, going to extend landing gear. Maybe I can already engage or arm the localizer. Oh well, no. Let's wait for the approach. Now we need more drag.
Spoilers full.
And actually we can already throw down the landing gear.
Spoilers retracted. Spoilers armed. Flaps 1.
And put the switch to TO. And we should be lining up with the runway soon. And localizer is moving. Set flaps 2. And concentrate on flying. Aviate, navigate and communicate, and after that mess around with the views. And glide slope and localizer. Here we go. And we are in manage mode, going to push it in.
Flaps 3.
Flaps 3. And glide slope is live. And
Radio
auto brakes.
altimeter alive.
Auto brakes low.
2,500.
Flaps
And
full.
go flaps 4. And soon we see the list here, checklist. Oh, there we go, no blue. So we should be good for landing. We are at flaps 4. Ground spoilers are armed, auto brake slow. Lights are...
Check, sir. If everything is okay with the lights.
Everything is okay with the light. I hope so. Oh well. Plain old X-Plane 11 textures. It's not looking too bad. Don't really fly that much in this part of the world to have everything in orthographic scenery. And now, oh, I don't think we can click on the autopilot disconnect. And now we'll see if the manage mode speed is going to work out fine. So wind is coming from, we have a headwind, 7 knots. And it's already my aircraft.
1,000.
Keep an eye on those ILS indicators, and like when we had the takeoff inhibit message, it's the same, just that we get only the most critical messages. Landing is also critical phase of flight, so
$500.
and we are looking good.
400.
Land green check.
300. 300. 100 above.
Uh-oh, somebody is landing right there. Oh, not going to reject and go around. Minimums. Oh, runway is clear. And continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Oops.
10.
Floating.
5.
Ground spoiler. This out. Reverse green. Reverse green. Reverse green. Reverse green. Reverse green. Reverse green.
Reverse green. Okay, stop saying reverse green. And manual braking.
70 knots.
And why have we stopped? No. Okay, auto brake should have disengaged automatically. And brake fan is hot. Okay. Taxi, runway turn off.
Need to check, sir, if everything is okay with the lights.
And vacate the runway.
Flaps 3, flaps 2, flaps 1, flaps 0. Spoilers retracted.
Flaps 3, flaps 4, yep. Flaps retracted and taxi. Vacate the runway. So, JARDesign A330. Yeah, this time it functioned 100%ly with the manage mode. I don't know what happened last time. And this time we stopped in the middle of the runway, possibly because of the auto brake. Did not disengage. And APU master. Now we have the APU battery in this airplane. Possibly I should have switched it off or flight. As far as I know, it is for the starting of the APU. That's some juice. Alright. Stand by. Actually, let's make sure we are going in a straight line first. And ground speed. Don't really want to go too fast. So, in the meantime, weather radar off. Stand by. So soon we are at our gates, and then take a look at the landing. And APU can start now. So plain old textures here for Melbourne. Also World Traffic 3 placed a lot of airplanes. Looking a bit better. So don't really want to go that far. Just going to look for a parking spot. So we have arrived to Melbourne with Qantas and this beautiful A330. Let's switch off the engines. APU is already on. So it was a fun flight once again, and hope everybody enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Take care!
$100, 100 above. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. $200. 100, 100 above. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. $100 above. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.